What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome so much to Cooking with Mary. Hope a very warm welcome if you have clicked into this video. Thank you so much. So for today, guys, we want to convert this meal into such a yummy, delicious meal known as pilau. And these are the ingredients that we're going to use. I'm not going to mention them, guys, because I will have listed them in the description box. So guys, I'm going to prepare them off camera, so just stick and watch up to the end as we convert the raw products, as you can see here, into a delicious pilau. Yes, that is what you're preparing today. Let us not talk so much. Let us go and start preparing the food. So these are the ingredients that you're going to be using. That's the one that I've shown, so I've prepared them off camera. So this one, we have a half a kg of meat that is already boiled, salt to taste. Then we have the pilau masala. This is the pilau masala, and we're going to use 2 leaves of bay leaves. This one is going to be enough that we're going to use. Then here I have crushed garlic and ginger. Then we have vegetable oil, we have onions, tomato, dania, and then we have rice here. This is the one that I'm using is basmati rice, and I'm using one and a half cup of basmati. Then I have here potatoes, the Irish potatoes. Then here, this is the broth, the one that I used to boil the meat. So this is the broth, is the one that I used to boil the meat. And on using the broth also, I have measured it. It is 3 cups, because for the rice we are only using 1.5. So for 1.5 we have to double it on the amount of water, and that is 3 cups. So these are 3 cups of broth. So let us start cooking. So we'll start, guys, by frying the onions. So we are going to put in our vegetable cooking oil in the cooking pot, and we are going to preheat it for around 30 seconds. Just use any amount of cooking oil that is favorable for you, not too much, not too little, just medium. And then we are going to put in our onions, and then you're going to fry them. So we mix them well with the oil. And guys, I forgot to mention about the measurement that I've used. I will have indicated them on the description box. Ensure that you mix the onions together with the cooking oil very well, so that the onion is well covered with oil. We are going to allow them to cook until it has turned a little bit to golden brown. When it has turned a little, that is when you are going to add the mixture of ginger and garlic. And the reason as to this is why, because you cannot put garlic and ginger together when you're frying with the onions, because ginger and garlic, they always turn their color very fast as compared to the red onions. So when the red onions are starting to turn to a little bit of golden brown, that is when you're going to put in our garlic and ginger. Ensure it mixes up very well, and at this point you're going to ensure that it mixes up very well so that it doesn't turn. Now at this point for the pilau, you have to ensure that it is the onions that have completely turned to golden brown, and you have to be very careful. You can see for mine they almost got burned, by the way. I had slept a bit, but sorry about that. So when they have already turned to golden brown, we are going to put in the meat, and we will continue stirring as we also add the other ingredients. That is the pilau masala, which we'll add. And as you add, you continue stirring so that they don't get bad. Or if maybe you find stirring to be quite a challenge on your side, you can just lower the heat and then you put the ingredients. That is coriander leaves. I've already put my bay leaves. Salt to taste. After you have added all the spices that one needs, at this point, guys, we will continue stirring. And at this point there is no other choice, but we will have to stir for around 7 to 8 minutes, yes, or maybe until the meat has turned to to brown, yes, until the meat has turned to brown blackish color, then it will show that it is ready. And you can see as mine it has already turned to brown. There are some who always like stirring until the meat has turned to color black. It is still okay. There is no challenge with that. There's no problem with that. Sorry, there's no problem with that. So at this point, you are going to add in the tomatoes that we had chopped. So on putting in the tomatoes, don't stir. You just spread them nicely. They are going to release its own soup. So ensure that you lower the heat a bit, not too much, just medium, and then you cover it so that it will release its own soup. On covering, just give it around 2 minutes. 2 minutes is okay. For mine it was 2 minutes and it was very much ready. As you can see, it has already released its own soup. We are going to stir, and on stirring, you can see it has already released its soup. So we are going to stir. Give it just a quick stir so that it mixes up well, and it's going to give you a very thick paste. And at this point, actually, it has already started to give someone a pilau vibe because of the fragrance from the spices. So after it has given up that a very good thick paste, we are going to cover it for 2 minutes so that it boils up very well, and the tomatoes to be cooked so well. Just give it a quick stir, and also at this point, that is where you are going to put in our potatoes. We put in our potatoes, and also are going to put in the broth that we had used. And I also forgot, maybe if you don't have broth, you can just use water, but use the amount of water as compared to the amount of rice that you're using. If you're using 2 cups, use 4 cups. If you're using 3 cups, you use 6 cups of water. You just double the amount of water with you double it as compared to the amount of rice you are using. After we have put in the potato, we are going to allow it to boil for 10 minutes. Mine, it has already boiled for 10 minutes. And then I just give it a nice stir just to see that everything it is okay. And then we are going to put in our rice. And the rice has to be washed already. So ensure that you have washed your rice. After we have put in the rice, we are going just to stir it so that it mixes up well, so that the potatoes also don't settle at the bottom. So we just give it a very nice stir, a little, and then we are going to cover it for around 20 minutes to 25 minutes. The pilau will have been ready. So at this point, we are going to lower our heat to medium so that it cooks well. After 20 minutes, I had to check to see if the water it has boiled so well, and you can see it has boiled so well, just a little water remaining. And then at this point, you lower the heat so that it cooks up well. For here, at this point, the rice they were ready, and also the potatoes, they were ready. So I just had to lower the heat to the smallest. At this point, guys, it has already cooled down. Now it is very much okay with a good temperature that one can be able to eat. And you can see that it has completely dried in the water. And this is exactly the pilau that I needed. So guys, let us now serve so that we can eat. And that is our pilau, guys. You can see how tasty it looks, by the way. And for mine, I'm going to have an accompaniment, and that is kachumbari. Kachumbari is just a mixture of tomato, onion, and for mine I decided to put a little bit of coriander leaves or dania. So if you have watched up to this point, guys, thank you so much. Please ensure that you have hit the subscription button. That is the best, because the other time I'm going to prepare for you also a yummy and delicious recipe as this one. Thank you so much, guys, and I really appreciate. Bye.